Mr. Ambassador, thanks for inviting us here and for your readiness to answer all our questions. Let me start about the latest program that is already started, I mean seasonal working program. So what results do we have, like preliminary results, and how do you see the future of this program?
Well, the first couple hundred Georgian seasonal workers have arrived in Germany already. I'm looking forward for this program to grow and to continue. I'm sure that it will be a successful one. In single cases, we have seen problems which are being addressed and which are being overcome. And I'm sure that overall this program will be a nice contribution to giving people, Georgians who want to work in Germany, this opportunity in a legal and organized way.
Okay, last year a law was passed in Germany which provides the employment of professional workers, professional foreigners. So we know that the number of such employees from Georgia will not be so high, but how do you think, what kind of efforts can we make, and how Georgian professionals can also be involved in this program?
Well, with a professional education that is comparable to the one in Germany, the opportunity will exist to find an employer and to work in Germany. Overall, we know that the system of vocational education in Georgia is very different. So for the time being, this limits the importance and will limit the numbers of people who will be able to profit from it. But over time, I think work in Germany will become a standard part of the relations between our countries.
We know that in Georgia there are hundreds of German companies. So what challenges and what problems they see in Georgia?
In general, these companies are working successfully in Georgia, and they see a good environment, they see good opportunities, also a good growth potential here. What I hear from them, apart from the COVID situation, which has affected the touristic sector very much, what I hear from them is that they would like to grow more and they would like to employ more people. And for this, a broader and better vocational education would be a very important factor. This is really a main concern of German companies in Georgia and German companies that are thinking about coming to Georgia. Apart from that, there are sometimes complaints about bureaucratic procedures or court procedures that take very long. I think this is the daily bread of businesses in many countries of this world.
In 2020, according to official statistics, like 23.7 million US dollars was invested in Georgia from German investors. So how do you see, how can we increase these numbers? So which are those sectors that might be interesting for German investors?
Well, I don't think this figure actually does justice to the importance of German investors in Georgia. You know that very big companies have made important investments here. Heidelberg Cement is one of the major international investments in Georgia. It is a joint venture, so I'm not sure whether it counts as foreign direct investment when they invest more money in their plants. There is a company like Bilateral, which is majority owned by a Moroccan company, so perhaps it does not count as German in the statistics, but which has German roots and which is employing hundreds of young Georgians who speak foreign languages, and a company that has really introduced business process outsourcing to the Georgian business world. Or another company, AE Solar, that has started the first production of photovoltaic units in Kutaisi in Georgia. Such companies are opening up completely new sectors of the Georgian economy. You are right, so that the numbers should still grow, and I hope that we can do more to attract more German and more other foreign investment to Georgia.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so do you know any new German investor or German company that is planning coming to Georgia and investing money here?
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, one company I'm in touch with is in the process of setting up a subsidiary in Tbilisi. I cannot talk about it because I'm sure they want to announce that themselves, but a small company in engineering, which shows that the interest for investing in Georgia is there and that the opportunities are very diverse and manifold.
So we know that Germany is Georgia's most important trade partner in European Union. But despite the DCFTA, the number of export from Georgia is not very impressive to Germany. So how do you think, how can we increase this number?
The Georgian economy so far is weak in manufacturing. It is weak in producing products for export. A great strength of Georgia is agriculture and the agricultural potential. We have seen that even during the pandemic, exports to Germany have grown by 40%, and this is mainly due to positive developments in Georgian agriculture. I see that in the future, other sectors such as apparel, the apparel clothing industry has developed quite impressively in Georgia, could play a major role. There is a cluster of furniture industry that looks promising to me. And I think there are many other areas of potential, such as services, maybe in the IT sector, but maybe even more in sectors such as design, where I see great talent and great possibilities in Georgia.
So about 2 years ago, you mentioned in one of the interviews that the promoting business is one of the responsibilities of the embassy. So what is the German embassy is doing now in these regards?
This is definitely one of the tasks of an embassy and something that I like to do very much. I was always happy to host delegations of German businessmen coming to Georgia, and I saw when they came to Georgia, most of them were new to the country. They were here for the first time, and they were quick to see how interesting this country is. They were quick to discover opportunities and wanting to make their contribution. I hope to be able to do this in the future. And in the time while there are less business delegations coming to Georgia, I've started picking up the phone and talking to one or the other, calling one or the other German company and asking them if they ever thought about Georgia as a market or as a location for investment. And some are surprised, but all of them are interested to hear what this country has to offer.
Mm-hmm. So how can we strengthen our bilateral cooperation in terms of economy?
We must continue to work as we do between the embassy, the German Business Association, the German Business Association for the East, for Eastern Europe in Berlin, the Georgian Embassy in Berlin, Enterprise Georgia. There's quite a network of organizations that are working here, and they are working closely together. In recent times, we have had online business fora that continued the contacts. And then we really have to work seriously and over the long term to improve the structure of the Georgian economy, to strengthen manufacturing, and to strengthen all the branches that could be capable of exporting products and competing on the world market through education, through investment, and through continuous entrepreneurial efforts.
And finally, I would like to ask about the priorities of German embassy in Georgia. So what are those priorities that you have, for example, for this year, 2021?
Oh, we work in many very diverse sectors, apart from business and economic affairs. Right now we are involved in a major process of donor coordination that is together with other embassies, but Germany has the lead for the sustainable use of natural resources, so the entire area of environmental cooperation. I'm looking forward to going to some Georgian schools and handing out diplomas for the German language to students that have passed very difficult tests and are now able to go to university in Germany. This I very much look forward to. Also outside of Tbilisi, there are some such schools. These are just some examples, and very recently I was honored to be invited to welcome the Georgian soldiers who returned from Afghanistan after having worked and fought together with our soldiers in Masar-e-Sharif over many years. I was very honored to be there and to express the gratitude of Germany for their extraordinary effort.
Thank you so much.